Hello and welcome to Portimao, and we have been working on the boat, but this episode is mostly about METS.
Yeah, METS is huge. I didn't really know much about it before. It's a trade show. No boats there. It's really for the trade, but really good if you want to go and have a look at bits because everything's there. It's massive.
Yeah, now we did go with a shopping list, but the best fun really were the things we hadn't thought of.
Yeah, there's some surprises.
I hope you like the film.
Coming up, making anti-fouling fun. It's all about the colour. Going to the biggest marine trade show in the world and meeting the traders. New ideas, great people.
So it's another lovely, warm, sunny day in the Algarve. I have to say, it's one of the massive pleasures of doing work here in November. It's perfect. Yesterday evening I pulled out all the sealant from the shaft there. It doesn't look too bad. It looked quite rusty when I first pulled it up, but I've cleaned that up a little bit. It's not too much of a problem in there, so all those joints, I'll put some Sikaflex in there. 593, something like that, I think it is. I looked it up the other day, but I'll say when I put it in, there's one brand that's best for underwater type stuff. Cleaned up the shaft quite nicely. They're polished up okay. A few ridges, but nothing too bad at all, I don't think. Once it's clean, you can see nothing much on there. Got to give a proper clean. It's just got the worst off. But today, the job, as you can see, I've got the shop vac, is sanding all this down. Normally you sort of wet sand this. I've shown it before in other videos. I have a thing that you sort of use for plaster. Render, really, that sort of stuff on walls when you're doing walls in houses. I've had it for years. It's a mesh, and normally that's great. It's all I need to use on this. It just sort of smoothes it out nicely, gives you a nice finish. There's no mess, there's no dust. But yeah, you can see lots of bits falling off. I've scraped it as well as I can. You know, all the bits that are loose, I've just really sort of scraped up against it to get everything I can off. It will all need blasting off. The other side's worse than this side. But yeah, I think all the loose stuff's off now, and I've sort of feathered it out with the scraper. So now let's sand it back.
This is 80 grit on the random orbital sander. I want to be pretty aggressive with it and get anything that's still loose off. Chamfer the edges a bit and make sure what's left is well stuck. It's a long process, and the bits above your head are a killer. The epoxy filler that we showed going on a few episodes ago is nice and hard and sands well. These scratches were the only damage from our running aground in Cuba, so no harm done, good as new.
As a break from boat work, we take a hike with friends along the beautiful Algarve coastline. The weather is perfect, not too hot, and a light breeze.
This is the walk that you can do from Lisbon all the way to the other coast behind me, the end of the Algarve. It's miles. People take days to do it, bring tents and things.
We spend the morning doing one section of the trail. We're here for the views, really. And a spot of lunch in one of the many pretty villages. A good place to spend the winter. Lucky for us, we just missed the rain.
I really must buy a puller the right size to get this prop off.
Be the best of days to do this. It's windy and it's blowing straight through the hole, so all the dust comes straight at me. Can't reach it from the other side, so it's got to be done from this side. Oh well. Try and keep my face away from it.
And then the next job is prepping the hull.
Gel shield's gone a bit lumpy.
We've had this pot for 6 years, a 2-part epoxy paint we usually use for small patches. This year we have rather more to do.
It's not going to go very far, is it?
It's not going to do it all. Let's get some more.
In the end, it takes 2 tins, unheard of. One day we'll have to take everything back and start again, but for now we're just patching her up. She looks like a blue orca.
That is a great colour.
Yeah, it's quite a healthy blue, isn't it? Give it a good mix. It's a bit thick at the bottom. They're looking a bit the worst for wear, these cans now. They've been halfway around the world with us. We actually got them in Grand Cayman, and the reason we didn't put it on there was they got stuck in customs and it was costing a fortune in the boatyard, so we couldn't wait, not knowing how long it was, so we just sprayed it down. It wasn't too bad actually, and went back in. And these have been sitting in our sail locker ever since, going a bit rusty, so good to get them on now. It's good stuff, this Spartan. I mean, the reason I got it is that I've always used CJet 33 in Europe, which I like. Couldn't get that in the Caribbean, and everyone said this Spartan stuff's really good. So yeah, we will find out. We can hopefully get 2 coats on today. It's sort of recoatable in about 3 hours, and it doesn't matter how long it's been on. You know, it's going to be about a month before we're going back in the water, but that doesn't matter with this stuff. There's some of them you have to put on and not let dry out too much. This is fine. So yeah, let's get as much time as we can. Going on okay?
Yeah, look, it's great. This is the job I like best of all. It's so satisfying because you just get a nice finish, a nice colour. Yeah.
Yes, it does transform the boat very quickly, doesn't it?
It does. There's little
nice.
bumps here, there.
The horrible punch.
You,
Yeah, look,
you're never
I know.
going to see
Look,
that.
we're
though, are you?
cruisers, it's fine. It'll slow us down a 100th of a knot, but that's all. It'll be fine. As long as it stays on,
Yeah.
it's good stuff. So normally we make a race of it for fun, do one side each, but because we're so high this time, Judy's going to do the bottom, I'm going to use the gantry to do the top.
We can still race if you like. I mean, I'll beat you.
Yeah, well, that's only if you only go to here and I'm left with the rest of it.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about this interim bit in the middle? I think you need to go halfway up then.
I can get that far.
All right, you go to there.
Okay.
I'll do the rest.
Cool.
See who finishes first.
Yeah.
Bigger gain then. Got to get more paint and Judy's nearly finished.
Right,
You haven't done the rudder. The rudder's low, that's your bit.
Oh God, I've got loads to do. Yeah.
I know it looks like Judy's one, but hey,
Yeah.
they say the camera never lies, so we need to check the footage. And look, it's pretty clear. All my bits done, and there's a great big patch still to do for Judy. Obviously, as an ex-BBC editor, I wouldn't do anything funny with the edit. Oh wait, cut, go to black. Damn, got found out. Well, I can always go back to panorama.
Enough of that. And for our next trick, we travel all the way to Holland for the METS show. And some cooler weather.
So this is where we are now. Northern Europe, very rainy.
Amsterdam. It would be so nice in the summer, but METS isn't in the summer.
No, but it's all indoors. It's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably do 30,000 steps a day. We've just come in and we've already walked about 10,000, I think.
Yeah, just to get here.
Yeah, we're going to go through. We've got lots of people to see, lots of interesting things, some new things that are coming
Yeah.
up. So, looking forward to it.
Everything you ever wanted to know about boats, right here.
Next up, a bit of a surprise, ePropulsion Spirit 2.
The Spirit motor has always been our key product and is loved by our numerous users.
We've reviewed both the older models, so what's new about the Spirit 2?
So tell us about it. I mean, obviously a little bit bigger than the Spirit that we've got.
Yes.
We've got the Evo, the first Evo that came out, which we've had for 5 years and we're really pleased with. But this, a bit more power.
Yes, actually. For this new Spirit, we boost up the power to 2 kilowatt. Even you got the boost mode for 1 minute that can do 3 kilowatt. And as you can see here, we still take the basics of Spirit. You still have the black and gray color, but right now we have a full color display.
Yeah, that's looking very good because I mean the Evo's got the backlight, which is
Has the
nice, but the
backlight,
Spirit
which
doesn't even have that, the
Yes.
normal one, does it?
Yes.
So at night you can't really see it.
Another thing about this one as well, we take a lot of good portability from E-Light to this new version.
Yeah.
As you can see right now, it is a detachable clamp, and also we get rid of the connecting cable. We use a quick connection right now.
Yeah.
Let me demo you on this one.
Yeah.
You see, you just unlock it,
Yeah.
and you just take it out. And then
Yeah.
that's how easy it is to like take it out and like put it back the engine actually. And it connects with a good quick connection, one in here, and it uses like very strong pins and anti-corrosion pin in here.
Yeah, that's a really good point because usually you've got the
got
plug
the-
that you have to put on, and we've had no problems with it. But in the comments, we get lots of comments because we've had lots of
Exactly.
views on that one. And I know some people have managed to break the little pins
Break the
off
little pins,
in there.
yes.
So
And
this,
even in here, as you can see, even our communication pin is as big as power pin on the old one.
Yeah,
and
that's
we got
good,
a very
isn't it?
big power pin, and we have a structure to make sure that the connections are good in place.
So it slides straight on, and this
It
is
slides right
a
on,
nice,
and this is
a nice thing
nice
as well.
cover, so that when you're not using it, you not put the battery, it will cover from the dust or like
Yeah.
a little water droplets.
Yeah, you don't want to get the salt water in there. And the weight of this, it's not.
And the weight this is around 10 kilogram. This 10 kilogram, so like even people can carry it in both hands, or like they can split it between like two people. It will
Yeah.
be very easy to carry.
Because that's the key to it, isn't it?
Yes.
When for us, when we're getting stuff off the back of the boat, you know, you want everything to be, because you want to hold on with one hand. You want to be able to lift with one hand. So this you can, and this is a similar weight. Is it? Can I take
Yes,
this?
you can actually put this one. You press this one as the quick connect, and then like you just can take it out
And just lift
yes.
it off. Okay, yes.
And that one's similar weight as well. This
Yeah.
10 kilogram, this is around 10 kilogram.
Yeah. So I've noticed with the prop here, very different profile,
Yes.
much more curve.
Much more curve on this one. It's because right now we use a new 2000 RPM so that it can actually push the boat at higher speed. It's actually much more efficient.
Yeah.
So this is 240 mm diameter, and the pitch is quite lengthy as well, much bigger than the previous one.
Yeah.
Because we rotate the motor at a higher RPM, and the blade is slightly smaller as well.
The engine will be available to buy early next year.
Now, I have to admit, there's one company I was looking forward to catching up with here at METS, and it's the people that make our seats. We love the comfort seats, and there is here a whole new range.
We have them in 14 different colors because you know that people always they have a green on the boats, or they wanted to have it in blue or in red. So that's why we decided the regular seat in 14 different colors. We used this umbrella fabric on all of our products.
The other thing I've noticed here is that they're much lighter.
Yes, correct.
This is, yeah.
Correct.
I mean, they've always been easy to move around, but this is amazing.
Yes. Standard in our products is the galvanized steel frame, but as we said, we also have something in the leisure market, easy to take to the beach. We made them with an aluminium frame inside, and that makes it much lighter, of course. Yeah. That's also in the extra large.
This one?
Yeah, that also has an aluminium frame inside.
We use our comfort seats all the time. They lie flat for sunbathing, and they are the only seats we have in the cockpit. Back at the show, the hundreds of stands from all over the world are quite overwhelming. What we need is a map and good walking shoes.
Well, this is hall one of 13 halls, and a lot of them are divided up by different countries, which is quite helpful.
In the Italian section, we find Marco pumps.
I can show you
Okay.
with a very small demonstration that this control allows you to have basically the water demand, okay, that you really require. So when I open the tap a little bit, you can hear that the pump is going very slowly.
Right.
The more water I need, the faster the motor goes, providing you the actual flow rate you need.
Right.
So, of course, you will have a very soft start and soft stops, which basically allows you to have a longer lifespan of the pump, but you have a very compact footprint. You can see the smallest version here already have 12 liters per minute, but it's extremely small.
Yeah.
And you also do not need the accumulator tank. So when we are talking about small boats where the engine room is not so big, this is a great advantage because you have a small pump that do not need indeed accumulator tank. And also you avoid to spend money for a component that one day anyway you will have to change, of course.
Exactly. Now we are looking at probably about 46 per minute, maybe even 52.
Okay.
What's the difference, and what should we go for?
Okay, it really, when choosing a pump, you have to ask yourself, first of all, how many outlets do you have? How long is the boat overall? And exactly how is the system? So basically, if you have a very simple system, a 46, usually we recommend it for a 14-meter boats.
Yeah.
If bigger, you would definitely need something.
We're a bit bigger too.
And also do consider that in this case, you will have another benefit, which is the backup pump. Imagine you're on navigation and something happens, whatever may happen to the pump, you will always have the backup pump functioning.
So if one breaks, the other just kicks in?
Just kicks in.
Okay,
yes.
That's terrific. And it's actually so compact.
Extremely compact.
We could definitely fit that in where we are. So you've got 6 different taps here.
Yeah,
Does that represent the 6 different taps we might have?
Absolutely. With this system here, you can definitely make sure that you can use all of them at the same time without having any kind of problem in terms of flow rate or pressure.
Wow. That is a good shower.
Yeah.
That is a good shower. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, anytime. Thank you, guys.
It really is. I think that's the pump.
Going through the countries to the American section, we find another company on our list. We've been using our Mantis anchor for 6 months or so now, and it's working well. Now they have a new one for us to test.
So Greg, good to see you.
Steve, good to see you.
And I'm just looking at your anchor, and it's changed.
Yes, so a few improvements. So this year we kind of updated both our models, the M1 and the M2. And basically both of them got the similar modification of these little ears. And they basically act as foils, and they allow the anchor, one, to right itself, and two, they change the angle of attack in softer mud. So traditionally we're taught that you're going to need your anchor for the harder bottoms, and if you are in soft mud, you need the fluke anchor like a Fortress or a Danforth, right? So we're trying to change that recommendation by the fact that we get a 40% boost in soft mud performance by the virtue of these ears.
Okay.
So it makes it a much more versatile product.
Does it also make it sort of stay in the substrate? So it
stabilizes, yeah. So if you lean, the foil picks it up again and straightens it. So it prevents this leaning on the turn.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that. Obviously, we've done a lot of filming with ours. It hasn't got these, but it's got sort of ears, but not angled, hasn't it? The model that we've got. And it seems to stay nice and straight, which is really good, because I dive on a lot of anchors when we're in anchorages, and you quite often see them, on the side, which means if you're going to veer one way, then it will probably stay in, but the other way, it's almost certainly going to come out and have to reacquire. Yeah. So I mean, I always like it if it's going in.
Yeah.
And I find with ours, because we've got the big one, the 105. I mean, I back down to how much I would normally go. Sort of Judy does that with sort of 3,000 revs, give it a good blast. But actually, when I dived on it and looked at it, it wasn't fully in. So it took quite a lot. So now I give it a bit more and make sure it's in, and it always goes in straight. So I'm happy with that.
I think you'll find a little bit of improvement. I think, we tweak things as we go along,
It's always nice to hear.
The trade show is as much about networking between the companies as it is about sales. And of course, there is some competition. We're looking for the best ropes for our running rigging. English braids are our favourite from the show. And then we come across the Brunton stand. We aren't actually looking for a prop, but then we get talking.
Dave, thank you for showing me these.
No trouble.
We talked to you before the fact that we've got Max Prop at the moment, which is coming to sort of the end of its life. It's done well, 25 years, but
that's very good.
Yeah. But we've heard there's some advantages to changing this.
It senses the load and it varies the pitch automatically. And how it does that, it uses the geometry in the blade to balance the forces acting on it. So you've always got the blade being thrown out using the centripetal force, which is the offset. So when you engage gear, they all take up the same position, and actually initially it's a very low pitch angle. But because there's pitch built into the blade, you see there's a bit of a twist in there, that initially gives you drive. So with the autoprop, when you maneuver, you tend to use a bit more revs because you've got to build it up and then it grips. So once the water starts to flow over it, then it adjusts the angle. And the best way to explain the varying pitch is that it's always optimized to the correct speed and power that it's using. So at the top speed, all propellers are designed for the same, to have the right pitch angle and diameter at maximum power and speed. On a sailboat, nobody ever goes there, generally, you know. And so that's why it gives you an advantage. Because it varies its pitch angle, at the lower revs, it's going to give you more speed at less power compared to any other propeller. And that's been written in any test done, or talk to anybody that's got one, that's the first thing they say, I'm going faster, I'm using less power.
Yeah, and we've just come back into the Med, which means probably a bit of motor sailing at times. So
and that's where it really comes into its own, because it's sensing the load from the sails, because of the driving force of the sails putting the boat through the water. With a conventional propeller with a fixed pitch, it's actually holding you back until you overspeed it to catch up with the driving force of the sails. With this propeller, it's always just finding the right angle of attack.
Okay. So, and over time then, I mean, because the other problem that we've got at the moment with the Max Prop is that to have it serviced, you've got to send it to the other side of America, have it done, have it sent back. What's the service regime on this?
So you can do it yourself. It's pretty simple. There's lots of video content online, the kits you can buy in the online shop, and it comes with all the parts you need and tools, because you need a special tool to get in there. Once you've got the cap off, you can access the bits. There's a locking screw in there, a tab washer. You can remove all of those, generally with some pretty much basic tools and some specialist ones. And you can take it all apart. There's a seal in there. It's packed with grease. So you need to grease it every season, ideally, or when you lift the boat out. And then re-greasing it, just taking out the old grease, getting new grease in there. That's really important.
So there's no grease nipple as such? You don't you take it apart?
It comes with a grease nipple that screws into these points here.
I see.
So you pump the grease in, grease out. A little Allen key, you need to remove those. We work with you. We get all the specification on the vessel, the type, the waterline length, the beam, the displacement. We need to look at the power, the RPM, maximum power, the gear reduction ratio. We need to then machine it to the shaft. Now, if the boat is an American, it'll probably have an SAE taper. If it's European, it'll be a ISO taper. If it's British, it could be anything.
Okay. All right. Okay, interesting.
And that's what this show is about, finding new products, getting new ideas, and if you're not careful, spending far too much money. In the exhibition section of the show, we come across the award-winning Henry Lloyd sailing jacket, a new design using new materials created by the Norwegian Olympic sailor Knut Frostad.
We wanted to make something that is usable for the best sailor in the world, so we had Sam Goodchild in the team. And we also had a family in the same program who is purely cruising to develop this project. So it's not purely a racing product, and it's priced as well, so it really is affordable. And the problem we had in the past was that the best equipment that the racers used, who hardly pay for their products, was unaffordable for normal people.
Exactly.
But it's still what the normal people should have, because it's better, it's lasting longer, it has more features. So what we introduced was stretch in the fabric. So we have worked on that for 3 years. And when you have stretch in the fabric helps you to move as well, so you don't have to make it so big. So stretch was really a big thing, and that helped us to reduce weight. So we're significantly lighter than the past, significantly lighter. That's super important for us. Stretch and weight. The other is details. Sailing is all about details. You know, pockets needs to work, zippers needs to last forever.
Totally. Yes.
I can start sort of
zips, especially these zips on some of our gear, it gets stuck.
And you always have the risk with salt and corrosion that
Yes.
if you never rinse your gear, it builds up with salt.
Right.
But we have worked on zippers again and again. So we have a zipper that costs $80 on each trouser.
Wow, wow.
We also worked on the Velcro. You know, today there is
Yeah,
so
I
many
can see, yeah.
different Velcros.
Yeah.
And I wanted Velcro that lasted forever.
Yeah.
So we've been playing a lot with it to make sure it works really well.
Now, you mentioned the research that you did. How important was it then for you to do research, talking to sailors about what they use? In other words, their feedback.
I thought, obviously, I come from an offshore sailing background. I
Yes.
sailed around the world 4 times racing, so I kind of had all my views and opinions. But I hadn't spent enough time as a family sailing in those conditions. And the other thing is that the world has evolved a lot.
Yeah.
So what people do on land today, what people wear when they do sport on land has completely changed.
Yes.
You know, and what you do, you dress up inside.
Yes. Well, that brings
And
me
that's
to
why
this. Yeah,
the
exactly.
ocean concept that we have developed has 3 different layers.
Yeah.
And it starts with the base layer.
Right.
And we are extremely fortunate that we are in a group of 3 companies,
Right.
Henry Lloyd, Odlo and Janus. So Odlo is Europe's leading base layer company.
I see.
Janus is one of Europe's leading wool companies that makes merino products. So this product is
Yeah.
merino. And we
Yeah, look, it's really, really light. and
exactly.
soft,
We knit the merino wool in Bergen in Norway.
Yeah.
And then we stitch it in Romania. And merino is amazing for sailors. When I grew up, we only had synthetic fabrics to choose.
Yeah.
The problem with synthetic underwear is that it really smells. You know, you've been on the boat for a week, and you have one set, oh, it doesn't smell well.
Yeah.
And when it dries, it kind of gets sticky to your skin a bit after it's been wet with salt water. Merino has amazing properties. It doesn't smell, and it never sticks to your skin.
Okay.
And wool used to be sort of itchy in the old days. Now it's just super soft.
And look at this. I mean, you wouldn't have this over your head if it wasn't.
And this is taken from other sports, but all the sailors that have started using this now love it. Because obviously it just hangs there when you're not using it.
Yeah.
But instead of, and it gets cold, before you put the hoodie on, instead of having to put the full hat, this is your first step. And
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so soft on the
It
on the
is,
skin.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It feels really soft, doesn't it? You wouldn't mind having that
So
on you.
that's the base layer, which is kind of men's and women's models, and we have different versions. We have the really cold and the warmer ones, so depending on the temperature. And then you move to the mid layer. So
yeah, this does look. This is like duvet type stuff.
exactly.
Isn't it?
So we needed to make something that is warm when you need it, but not warmer than it cools you when you also need it. So it's
Yes.
really breathable, and at the same time waterproof. So this fabric is waterproof.
Right.
So you can sit in a wet sail bag and you can go outside on deck.
So you could go just with layer 1 and layer 2.
You can actually do that.
And then get
this is when it gets
after.
cold and wet.
I see. Yeah, great clothing. I'm almost looking forward to sailing in colder climes.
Yeah, and when we do, we are going to need something
Yeah.
a bit better than what we've got. I mean, you might remember a couple of years ago, I bought this. It's a Musto jacket, quite expensive, well, very expensive, really,
Yeah.
at the Annapolis Boat Show. It's all gone crinkled. I've hardly worn it because we've been in the tropics the whole time. So a few rainstorms where you think, oh, well, I'll put it on, but normally I don't really bother about the rain. But look, the seams coming off. It's just all, flaking
It's basically
away.
falling apart, and
This has gone almost transparent.
One wash, and that's it, in cold water, like they said. So it was all falling apart anyway before that.
So yeah, very disappointed with that,
Yep.
which is why we were looking for a quality manufacturer, and everyone said, well, Henry Lloyd, go and have a look at their stuff. So hopefully, we'll get some stuff from them before we enter into the really cool stuff. So yeah, that was a surprise to see. There's a few other surprises as well.
Yeah. Oh, the prop. We well, look, eventually we're going to need a prop, but we weren't looking for one this year. We thought more next year, but then we met Bruntons and, well, there we are.
Yeah, I think they've sold me on that
perfect.
prop. It seems to do everything that we
Yeah.
need. We certainly couldn't have a fixed prop on this boat because any sort of heavy, long-keeled boat for manoeuvring, you just need to be able to stop quickly. You need that grip in reverse, so you need those reversing blades. And I really like the variable pitch approach to that.
Yeah.
I think it all makes perfect sense. It looks like a great prop. So yeah, we might go down that road sooner rather than later, I think.
Oh yes,
We'll see.
as it turns out.
Yeah.
Anyway, other ticks. Yes, the Marco pump. Yep, that was on our list because people had recommended it to us, and it was as they said it was.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, really good. That demonstration, I mean, it was so quiet. It's like a little purr. I've never heard it be anything
Yeah.
like it. It's
Yeah, that was
really good and fantastic volume. So it's not just the pressure, it keeps the volume. It just keeps going. It's great.
And
Really,
the
really
comfort
good.
seats. Again, a small family business, Dutch Dutch family, and they've done so well. And it was so nice to see them expand and try new things and colours and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we were good.
It means the little family businesses really can get going. I mean, and really that's what Mantis was. You know, Phil and Greg there that took us out for dinner, really good. And they're a great, you know, big company now doing that stuff. And their new anchor, I definitely want to test that because that looks really, really good. And their dinghy as well. I mean, we weren't thinking of another dinghy. We like our True Kit dinghy because it's light and small.
Yes, it is, and we can get it up on the boat and travel with it.
We can, but we're thinking in the Med, we might want to go further. And now there's that new ePropulsion engine.
Yep.
Bigger, more range.
Okay. So yes, lots to think about, Well, we're going to get the boat painted first and then back in the water and then head for the bed.
The scaffolding is up. You can't see it here, but while we were away, they put the scaffolding up.
Yep.
So yeah, they've got the other side to do, and then hopefully we can get that done while the weather's good.
Yeah, it's supposed there might be rain on Tuesday, but hopefully it'll get done this week.
That'd be good.
So thank you to our patrons, thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching. All that's to come next week.
Thanks for watching.